Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to West Orange High School as GardenStateHSWrestling.com brings you the Boys Region 3 Finals. Our sponsors today are Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, the Harrington Companies, and Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. John Kovach. I am joined by Steve Baig, Mendham head coach. Steve, it's been Del Barton running away with it today. They have 13 finalists and have a 140-point lead over second place Pope John. Del Barton 286.5, Pope John 146.5. You're here as long as you can until one of your guys is up.
Yeah, we got an individual at 106 with Aiden Riley wrestling for third, fourth, and then our 132, Ray Fonte, three-time state qualifier now, wrestling for third, fourth as well. Both had tremendous matches to get through that blood round. So Aiden had a pin, and Rafe teched his individual, Barrett from Kovach. Thanks for having me today, by the way.
Not a problem. Thank you for jumping in with us. And it's really, we're bringing you to finals because that's the main event of this. But the 3-4, the finals of the 3-4, the top four are going. They know they're going. It's just for seedings now. We're going to start at 144. Danny Almeida of Del Barton.
Of Pope John.
Pope John, I'm sorry. And bear with me a second. Of course, it's going to glom up on me. And Nick Schwartz of Del Barton.
Yep, and Del Barton was in our district, and they swept all 14 weight classes, and then came up here to the region, have 13 of the 14 in the finals. So they're definitely very impressive this year. They beat Blair by 1 point earlier in the season, and then they did lose to St. Joe's in the group finals. But obviously Del Barton continuing their strong streak of wrestling year in and year out now.
Yeah, they're just they are what we thought they were.
And it's good to see, Pope John send a lot of kids here too. Obviously, they're going to send a lot of kids to AC as well, being in second place. It's interesting to see who will be the first public school behind those parochials, who's actually the best in that area.
And to kind of put that in perspective, doing the math on this before we started, as we have no score, just past a minute into this 144-pound opener. Del Barton and Pope John total 433 points. Places 3 through 7 today combined for 427 points.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, what do you say to that?
There's nothing much to say to that, It's interesting. Del Barton limps arms through. He's like on the edge of the mat. All you need now in high school wrestling is to have a toe in. It can't be in the air, but as long as it's on the mat, you can still score, pin, anything you need. So you can see the Del Barton wrestler, Schwartz, is pulling Almeida in.
The really good wrestlers have the mat presence to know where that line is. It's like a great wide receiver can tap the toe and make it a good catch.
Yep, and I think it's great that high school wrestling is doing it because it now translates into college wrestling. And a lot of these kids, especially at this level of wrestling, are going to go on to college and wrestle, and they're going to need to know how to wrestle at that level.
Restart from the referee's position. Pope John's Almeida. He has the red anklet. He is on top. Del Barton Schwartz trying to get back to his base from the bottom. Almeida, the top seed coming into today, 15-0, had a tech fall, 2 tech falls to get here. Schwartz won with a pin at 103 in the quarters and had a major in the semis. 1-0 in favor of Schwartz.
And interesting too, Almeida's father's in the corner coaching him right now. He had an older brother who was a very successful wrestler as well. Wrestled, I know, at one point, I believe, at St. Joe's, and then ended up at Fort Lee, and then transferred to another school. Also a state place winner, so he's following his brother's legacy.
It's such a family-oriented sport. Families get into it, and they live with it. I mean, it's the brothers, the mother. You see so many of the same names over and over again over a period of years. Stalemate.
Especially when you get the wrestling moms involved, then it's really a whole family.
1-0 in favor of Schwartz. 30 seconds to go in the second period. We're starting our finals at 144 pounds. Again, Del Barton running away on the team end, and both the wrestlers here, plus those who are wrestling into 3-4 matches, they've all punched their ticket to Atlantic City.
Yep. It's interesting. What year is Schwartz in from Del Barton? Schwartz
is a freshman,
right? And
23 and 13.
And Almeida being a senior, so you figure the experience that Almeida's had over the years will carry a little bit in this match, but I tell you, Schwartz is very impressive right now.
Very impressive, and he's not built like a freshman. He is built like, he's built like an upperclassman. He'll start on top in a white singlet. Pope John's Almeida on bottom, extends a leg, trying to power to his base. Clinging to him and trying to switch it. Standing is Schwartz. Talk about somebody exceeding what you would expect from a freshman wrestler.
And just the athleticism of that, where he jumped to the other side over him to try to get that near side cradle in.
But lost in that spectacular move. Almeida gets an escape, and we're tied at 1.
Yep.
Minute and a half left in regulation of this 144-pound final here in Region 3, West Orange High School. John Kovach, Steve Baig bringing you the action on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Takedown there.
And that's big for Almeida with just over a minute left in the third period. Goes up 4-1.
And I think, is that the senior experience coming through?
Probably, because they were in a little bit of that scramble dogfight position, and the more experience you get in it, the better you get at it.
Yeah, you feel what's coming. You feel what the opponent's trying to do.
Yeah, that mat savviness and anticipation that you gain through that experience over the high school years is invaluable.
Almeida concedes the escape. It's 4-2. We're inside 45 seconds in regulation of this 144-pound. Schwartz on top. Gets an underhook. We're coming up on 20 seconds to go. Schwartz has wrist control and an underhook. He's trying to get it turned, but nice job
on that
grabbing the leg by Almeida.
Smart. They're in short time right now for the remainder of the match, and it looks like Almeida's going to hold on with 5 seconds. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, maybe not. He might
hold on to that leg.
Schwartz could get turned, but that's it. Time expires. What a showing by the freshman Nicholas Schwartz from Del Barton. But Donnie Almeida of Pope John, your Region 3 champion at 144 pounds.
That was a great opening match.
Really was. At Ivy Rehab, we offer comprehensive care for every age. And Ivy Rehab is our broadcast sponsor today. Ivy offers broad insurance acceptance and personalized treatment plans, ensuring patients receive the quality of care they deserve. The best part, you can see a physical therapist with or without a prescription. If you're in pain, schedule an appointment today at ivyrehab.com/appointments. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about our treatments and specialties. Take control of your health with Ivy Rehab. We're going to be moving on to 150 as soon as we're done on the adjacent mat. Now, last week we were able to kind of look in on those other mats, but I think just the way they have the coaches positioned for both, it's going to make that just about impossible today. So we're going to have lags, pauses in the action. There have been some interesting moments today, and right before the finals, there was a moment of silence observed for a longtime coach and a mentor to so many, Ed Rozelle, who passed away earlier this week. The Alex Zabahi Never Back Down Scholarship was awarded to Timul Menbeleg of St. Benedict's for his resilience, strength, unwavering support, and ability to overcome adversity. The assistant coach of the year went to Armando Marbello of Belleville, and the coach of the year went to Sean Romano of Caldwell High School.
And well-deserved. I mean, Sean's team this year, last year they were excellent. This year they've really upped their game. They had 11 qualifiers here at the regional tournament.
Who are the teams? Let's look ahead to next year. Let's look ahead to 25-26. Who are the teams to watch that we've seen here in Region 3 the past 2 days?
So, I mean, that's a great question. I think a little bit of it's going to get upended next year because we were talking about it earlier. I'm a district rep for District 9, so we had a district rep meeting up top, and we were discussing it. A lot of our guys, we think we're going to have the most place winners in the state tournament on that podium this year. And if that happens, they're going to redo it and snake around all the teams again. So we're going to see different teams exiting out of this region and coming back in. Top teams coming back next year overall that are just here with us. I was really impressed with the way Nutley came around. They lost by 1 point in the group quarterfinals to Warren Hills. So definitely strong coming back. Bloomfield also really impressed me with the way they wrestled in our district tournament. They placed second, 4 points ahead of us. Mendham, which placed third. And I'll just pause one moment as they're making the announcement.
Shockingly, there's a Del Barton wrestler in the final here at 150. Jaden James, the top seed, 37-0 coming into the tournament as a junior. He has a pin. He has a tech fall, 39-0. He is facing Luis Della Volpe of Nutley, another freshman who made the finals. He was the 2 seed, won an 8-7 decision and a 13-8 decision to get here. He's victim of an ankle pick early on as James, the top seed from Del Barton, scores an early takedown and immediately cuts Della Volpe. And I think you're going to see him do what Del Barton does so well. Take down and cut, take down and cut, take down and cut.
Yep.
Here we go.
On our team, we call that a BOGO. Buy one, get one free, right?
And especially with the new rules, with the way the rules are now, with the 3-point takedown, it just makes so much sense. It's just such an economy of scoring. Here comes another takedown by James. He'll build his lead to 9-2. Immediate cut makes it 9-3.
And he is going to run a takedown clinic in this match.
He already, just so fluid. Look, shoots the single leg, ducks around the back. 12-3.
Ooh.
Big mat return, another 3 there. I think. I thought I saw 3.
I think he just mat returned him on that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if he cuts him. You know, there's still 1:16 left in the period, and there it is.
There's the cut.
But I mean, think about it. Now you can go down because you could only get 3 points for back points last year. This year you can get up to 4. So you take a guy down and put him to his back, you could be up 7-0 within 10 seconds.
And we've seen it so many times. There's another 3 for James. 15-4 his lead. They're coming out right on top of us. Nice job, guys. Nobody gets you closer to the action than GardenStateHSWrestling.com. They'll restart referee's position. Della Volpe on the bottom. And
there's a cut. He's looking to get a first period tech.
He's
with that
well
sweep single.
Way.
Yeah, he's definitely on his way.
18-5 now. His lead 13 points. 15-point differential will end this match. He's looking to the clock. He's looking to his coaches. James walks him out of bounds. 18-5. He'll cut here. Concedes the neutral. 18-6.
Next takedown does it.
40 seconds still to go in the first period. Goes for the ankle pick. Now goes for the single leg on the other side. Has the ankle, has the calf. Needs to finish it. Getting back to one leg is Della Volpe. But James holding on. There's the mat return. Swings on top. He's getting the back points, but...
yeah, that was a nice tree top, and it looks like he's going to get what we
Gets
call a
the
pin
pin?
tech. Yeah, pin tech. So
It was
he teched him and pinned him.
Yeah, it was 21-6, so they really could have ended it. He gets the pinfall. Jaden James of Del Barton, the junior, now 40-0 on the season. He is your Region 3 150-pound champion.
And we're moving. I mean, all three matches finished within, what, 2 minutes there?
Pretty much.
And surprisingly, in the next final, it's going to be Del Barton versus Pope John.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
It's amazing.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage.
And I'm a little bit jaded here in the finals. Braden Jones, I wrestled with his father in high school.
Oh, wow.
Friends with his father in high school. He has an older brother, Trevor, excellent wrestler. Braden's a freshman coming in this year, who's done a tremendous job. He upset the second seed last night and made his way to the finals today.
And we are going to see his brother later on this afternoon.
Yep. So give a little shout out to his dad, Mike, you know, and Allison, his mom. My sister played softball in high school with his mom. Yeah. So
now, where did you go?
They're from Pompton Lakes.
Okay.
So same with Gabe Logan, who was on the team this year, but
okay.
unfortunately had a knee injury that prevented him from wrestling this season.
That's a shame. Hopefully he'll be back.
Yep. And his father, Logan, runs Apex Wrestling, and so they're a heavily involved wrestling family.
We are underway at 157 pounds. Trevor Jones, the junior from Del Barton, the top seed. He is in a white and gray singlet, 27-7, entering the tournament.
And sorry, I got to back up. I kept saying Braden. This is Trevor Jones.
This is Trevor.
This is Trevor. Sorry,
later on.
Braden's later on.
I was going to. Well, here's your problem. Braden Lombreglia is representing Pope John in the blue singlet.
There we go.
So you have an excuse. Lombreglia, sophomore, 19-6, coming into the tournament. Won by fall in the quarters, tech fall in the semis. Jones, a tech fall in the quarters, and an 11-4 decision in the semis. No score coming up on a minute gone in the first period. Del Barton's Jones, the top seed, trying to turn into a position, turns that into a takedown, takes a 3-0 lead. He's on the back, has wrist control to the right side. That's a good match going on to the left. You can feel free to watch that. I'll keep an eye on this.
Sorry, there's some action going on to the left. It obviously gets a little distracting with 3 matches at once when you're trying to just focus on one match, but
you can't.
It's tough.
It's tough. Try when there's 2 scoreboards in your line of sight.
Right, exactly. So we've got everything going on here, especially when a kid goes out of bounds on the mat next to you, and you're like, what's going on there? So.
That said, I love tournament wrestling, and I love the crowds that I've seen.
Yeah, we have a really nice crowd here at Region 3 throughout the entire tournament. Last night it was packed. We were talking earlier about the blood round. Like, that round was so exciting, which was the round before this, because it was do or die. You're either going to Atlantic City or your season is over. So going into the second period, Trevor's up 3-0.
3-0 in favor of Del Barton's Jones. He's in the green and the white singlet, primarily white. Pope John's Lombreglia in the blue. Jones with a 3-0 lead early. Again, we began at 144 pounds. Jones with the 3-0 lead on bottom, trying to establish some sort of base here. Lombreglia is doing a pretty good job of keeping him at bay. Now finally an escape from Jones makes it 4-0. I was kind of surprised how long Lombreglia kept Jones down with really just a tight waist, tight chest.
And a claw, yeah, like a claw. He was running a claw across it.
Yeah.
And and basically what I call thigh pry.
A lot of strength, though, to keep him down for that long.
Yeah, he had him down for almost 30 seconds before he could even get up to his feet. And now they're in a little bit of a dogfight position here. You can see Trevor's got his head in between the legs. If he pops his head out, gets it to the side, right there, that should be 3.
And there's the 3.
And he's running a Turk now, so now if he comes back with that claw/crossface, he should get a set of back points here. Yep.
There's the swipes. He also has the leg hooked with his leg, so there's really not much Lombriglia can do to get out of this right now.
Nah, so the leg hooked is that Turk position.
Yep.
So he's just elevating it, and then you have nothing to post off of or work off of. So we can see if Trevor gets the fall here. He keeps posting out and moving him across the mat and exposing his shoulders even more.
Coming up on 20 seconds to go in a period. That is a long time to ask somebody to keep twisted and keep their shoulder off the mat. Swinging his way all the way to near side is Jones.
And just got smart. He released the Turk leg.
Yes.
And now he's coming out to the front of the head, and he's got 3 seconds to get the fall.
If he pulls that far leg back, he can do it. Runs out of time. 4 back points, which does not seem a lot for the length of time that predicament lasted.
But that gives him an 11-0 lead going into the third.
Yep, they're clarifying that. It is 11-0. Major decision territory for Trevor Jones.
So a takedown, a turn, or a takedown and releases them to go back to their feet, and he'll have a tech.
Trying to keep him at bay as Lombriglia, but swinging the hips around and finishing the takedown. Jones builds a 14-0 lead. He cuts Lombriglia, makes it 14-1. A takedown ends it.
Yep, and that was excellent technique. And you saw how he blocked the arm, so he couldn't even get around. So if anybody goes back and watches that, that was like perfect technique from Trevor.
That was as close to 2 matches colliding as I've seen in some time.
Yep. That's why he gets distracted a little bit.
They're still inbounds on this mat here. We're on mat 2. Believe that's the 5-6 match to our right.
Yep.
And a 3-4 match is going on to our left. 14-1. Trevor Jones of Del Barton 2 points away from a technical fall and the Region 3 157-pound title for 2025. John Kovach, Steve Baig, bringing you the action from West Orange High School. The Region 3 championships on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Del Barton with a commanding lead, 292 points now, just a couple of matches into the finals. Pope John a distant second with 150. Cranford and Caldwell both have double digits, 106.5 and 105.5.
All right, so those are our first public schools entering into the mix. So 27 seconds left in this match. It's 14-1. Trevor just needs a takedown, and that'll tech fall the match.
They start neutral. There's the shot
Nice
by
shot.
Jones. Has the single leg, trying to bring that right leg to him.
He shelved it.
Driving through it. He drops to his knees. 14 seconds to go.
There he is in this push-pull, head in between the legs position. He's hanging. He really doesn't have to do much. He secured the win with 3.
Yeah, he's champ.
1.
He's going to be the champion as soon as it hits 0. And it just did. Trevor Jones, Jr. from Del Barton in the top seed, claims the 157-pound championship here in Region 3. Follow us on social media, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, and on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling. Also on YouTube, Garden State HS Wrestling. You can watch the other regions that we are at once this one is wrapped up. Our title sponsor today is Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. At Ivy Rehab, we offer comprehensive care for every age. We offer broad insurance acceptance and personalized treatment plans, ensuring patients receive the quality of care they deserve. The best part, you can see a physical therapist with or without a prescription. If you're in pain, schedule an appointment today at ivyrehab.com/appointments. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about our treatments and specialties. Take control of your health with Ivy Rehab. We are on to 165 pounds. Another Delbarton wrestler. Alessio Parenton, the top seed, the senior, 36-1, with 2 more wins getting to today. He is up against Governor Livingston's Christian Gioia. Gioia, who came in as the 3 seed, with a tech fall and a really hard fall. I was privileged to watch this match. He had a 5-3 decision in his semi against Dunham, the 2 seed from Pope John. What a great match that was. Came down to the end. I was very impressed with Gioia's wrestling.
Yeah, his performance here today was excellent. And they're actually in overtime going for the 5th-6th match. And some people think like, oh, who cares about 5th-6? You know, you're not going to Atlantic City to the States, but that's not 100% entirely true. And it just ended on a takedown. Looks like Hanover Park went over there. But actually, if you place 5th and, you know, somebody gets hurt, not that you're wishing for it, you would be the next person in to replace it. So that match is pretty critical. We see that happen at the district tournament. It happened several times here at the regional tournament, where the 4th place finisher ended up stepping in because the 1 through 3 got hurt. So it is pretty critical to go and wrestle those matches.
And that would have been the senior Nando Ott of Hanover Park winning the 5-6 match over Ben Latimer of Caldwell.
Latimer's an excellent wrestler.
I've seen both those guys wrestle this year, and both have looked very good. Now we're moving on to 165 pounds. Again, it's Alessio Parenton, the top seed from Delbarton. He's in the white with the green and red headgear. Christian Gioia of Governor Livingston in the red with blue and white trim and the white headgear.
I really think you're going to see Alessio open up here. I've seen him wrestle a ton of times. He's an excellent wrestler. You can hear the announcer now talking about Governor Livingston, announcing him, and then they'll announce Alessio as well.
120-23. He's a returning state place winner. He is a county champion, and he will be wrestling next year at New York University from Governor Livingston, Christian Gioia.
Gioia, over 100 wins, will wrestle at NYU next year.
This year's record, 36-1, a career record, 146-7.
Yep.
146-7, the career record, junior national title.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable wrestler. So, I mean, and you can see the Governor Livingston wrestler is an excellent wrestler. He has over 100 wins. You know, state qualifier, but wait till you see this final when Alessio opens up.
And he's 40 wins behind his opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable. I'm coming into a regional final with over 100 wins, and my opponent's got 40 more than I do.
Right. So you're looking at the 2 guys in the center have well over 200 wins. Right, almost 250 wins, and that'll probably happen by the time the state tournament ends.
Parenton in the white, Gioia in the red with blue and white trim. A lot of level switching to start this. Parenton with trying to get an underhook, and he's trying to get the thigh. Swings around, claims the 3-point takedown, and an immediate cut.
And you're going to see this again. It's going to be a little bit of what I call the BOGO, buy one, get one, right? He's going to let him up, take him down, let him up, take him down, and run a little bit of a clinic on him.
If it works, it works. And it's been working for Delbarton since the first time I saw him this year up at the tournament in Caldwell.
Yep, and it'll continue to work for him. It's a great strategy. I mean, look at 6-1 already, cuts him 6-2. Before you know it, it's going to be a 9-2 match. We're at a minute into the match.
I mean, just think how easy it is to pile up majors.
Oh my God.
3 takedowns, you're in major territory.
Yeah, it's insane. It also, with the new ruling, it sped up our dual meet matches by quite a bit, by about 15 minutes. Sped up the entire dual meets.
Cannot believe a stalling warning against Joya, a 3-point takedown for Parenton.
That's a little bit of insult to injury there. You're getting beat up pretty good, and now you're going to hit the kid with a stall like that.
Well, and now his shoulders are about to hit the mat because Parenton's on top.
Yeah.
He's got weight in place, and he scores the fall. 1 minute and 40 seconds into the first round. Alessio Parenton of Delbarton runs his record to 39-1. He is your 2025 Region 3 165-pound champ.
And it was interesting how he got the fall. Again, we watched Delbarton use a Turk, which we've been working with our kids a lot this year with that move as well. We've been using Turks a lot more. But he arm bundled the kid as well, which you normally don't see. You normally see like a crossface or that claw position. But once he arm bundled, he had him flat on his back.
Our sponsors all year have been Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies. And do you want to become a sponsor? Because now is the time to sign up for the 2025-26 season. You can sponsor one of our live streams or a local team page. Just click on the blank ad logo and fill out the sponsor form, or send us an email at admin@gardenstatehswrestling.com. Let gardenstatehswrestling.com make your business the star of the show. Just like Ivy Rehab, Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies have. So we've got a lull now on mat 2, which is the finals mat, while we have the 3-4 match going on to one side of us and the 5-6 match going on to the other side. We are through to 175. Jordan Chapman of Cranford, the Rutgers commit, the top seed, 34-4, a senior. He'll be wrestling in the Big Ten next year. And Tamulan Menbeleg of St. Benedict's, he is the second seed. He's 36-2, both seniors. Menbeleg just won the Zabahi Award, the Zabahi Scholarship.
And I think, I don't know if he has a brother or somebody else on the team, but I believe him and one other member of their team came from Mongolia, and they wrestled for them. I remember years ago we wrestled them out in Pennsylvania, and they had some kids from Mongolia as well. So I'm not sure what the St. Benedict's connection is there, but they seem to attract people from Mongolia.
Chapman has a total mat time in his 2 matches of 1 minute and 12 seconds. He has a pin in 16 seconds and a pin in 56 seconds in the semi. Menbeleg scored tech falls in both the quarters and the semis in 4 minutes and 12 seconds in the quarters and in 2 minutes and 9 seconds in the semis. This, by the way, and let me just confirm this into my notes, this is the first match that we have had to not feature a Delbarton or Pope John wrestler.
Yes, finally. And wait till you see Chapman wrestle awesome.
I can't.
He is excellent.
I watched one of his matches last week on YouTube, and when I saw that I was coming to this district and I'm like, okay, I'm good to go.
Yeah,
I want to see this.
He's awesome. You can see he's going to come out. He's dyed his hair like bleach blonde, but then has multiple colors in the haircut. My kids on the team, for some reason, are obsessed and love watching Chapman wrestle. So we got one match left. It's almost into the third period, going for third, fourth. It's North Bergen versus Pope John.
Should mention, too, that this NJSIAA regional tournament, like all of them, the whole tournament, brought to you by IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 102, Zach Komar, our tech director, points out, and I should have picked up on this, and thank you, Zach. This is the only match on this mat during this round that does not feature a Del Barton wrestler.
Yep, this is it. And I believe they, even though we're not featuring a Del Barton wrestler, I think, no, maybe nobody plays for Del Barton at this weight class. Negrini, yeah,
Let me look.
Negrini was the wrestler at this weight class for Del Barton. I do know he lost earlier in the round, but I guess he didn't place.
He lost to Membeleg
Yep.
in the quarters.
And then dropped down to the consies.
Dropped down to the consies, and he is in the 3-4 match.
So it is a 3-4 match.
He'll be in the 3-4 match going. He'll be in the. This is still the previous 3-4 match going on here.
Yeah. So the previous 3-4.
This is Dunham from Pope John versus Dioria. Oh, no, this is, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct.
Because you have 4 wrestlers pacing on the mat directly in front of us and the mat to our right, and you have a match going on at 165.
Well, we got the 75 starting to mix in.
The 70, and they won't start a weight class until that weight class is done. So we have going on now, it's Pope John's Dunham versus Vasquez from North Bergen.
Okay, so then at 75, Del Barton still has somebody placing to go to Atlantic City.
At 75, Del Barton, Denegri is going to AC.
Right, so
He's already punched his ticket.
Right, so now Del Barton punched 14 tickets, every single weight class to Atlantic City. Yep. It's like more than impressive.
Whole team, your whole team's going to the state finals.
Their entire team is going down to Atlantic City this week. And that, we've seen that in the past, but it's not often. That's a rarity. And it just shows the caliber of wrestling, that their team brings.
And does it make more impressive what St. Joe's of Montvale did down at Rutgers?
I think that does make it more impressive.
I do, too.
Because we have a super tough region here at Region 3. We're probably going to anticipating having the most wrestlers on the podium down at Atlantic City. And Del Barton's still putting all their entire team down there.
Whole team.
Yep.
Again, Del Barton right now with 303 points. They have more than double that of second place Pope John, which has 150.5 points. Cranford, which is going to be represented here by Chapman at the 175-pound final, has 108.5. Caldwell, 105.5 in fourth. Now we're finally going to get going. This is going to be a long introduction here for these two finalists at 175 pounds.
And our finalists on mat number 1. In the red corner from St. Benedict's Prep. This year's record, 36-2. A career record, 109-17. He's a district and region champion, a 2-time Essex County champion. He will wrestle somewhere next year. He is uncommitted from St. Benedict's. Thibaut Mendebay.
So that's 109 wins for Thibaut Mendebay. Now, here we go for Chapman.
From Cranford, this year's record, 35-4. His career record, 155-15.
So 155 wins, 15 losses, which is like nothing compared to the 155.
Wins 90% of his matches.
Yeah.
He wins 90% of his matches.
And I'm sure Rutgers is like drooling.
Thank
to
God
get
that
him to
math
come
was
in.
easy. Thank God that math was that easy. I am not good at math.
But you can see the caliber of wrestlers that we have in the finals. Everybody's
it's
coming in with over 100
such a good
wins.
district. Membeleg in the gray with maroon. Chapman in, I think it's a black singlet with his name on the back.
Yep. And he's sporting the Rutgers headgear.
Very Spartan look. The black with the white. I'm just coming here to finish this. And he's working the underhook and driving his way through. Gets 3 quick, does Chapman. Membeleg tries to turn out of it, but he's snatched by Chapman.
You could just see the speed and agility that Chapman has. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I've seen Baig, and he's blown me away. This is the first I've seen Chapman, you know,
Live.
up close, live. And here he's just picking him up from the ground,
Right to
sets him down.
He almost turned him there. He's probably going to come to that inside leg again.
There it is again. He's just picking him up and setting him down.
Wow.
He's just trying to turn him.
It was almost like a kind of what I would call a bow and arrow cradle, but then he turned it to a half and still almost turned him.
He turned it to him, and he turned it to a half in the air.
Yeah.
He had him up in the air, changed his grip position like I do when I'm carrying wood in for the fireplace.
Yep.
Just I usually drop it. I mean, and now he's going tight waist, drives him down again. Only a 3-0 lead right now for Chapman, but he has dominated the first minute and a half of this 175-pound final in Region 3 at West Orange High School.
And even though it's 3-0, I mean, it's a dominant 3-0. He could have cut him and did the let him up, take him down routine, but he's not doing that. He's going for the pin. He's riding the kid out. It just shows even more skill that he has, besides being in the neutral position, being able to show the skill that he has in the top bottom, or at least top position.
He's swinging the hips side to side is Chapman. He's in the black singlet with the Rutgers headgear. And he leads 3-0 after one period. And now it was just domination.
He just dominated.
It was just a wrestler imposing his will on his opponent for 2 minutes.
Yep. There was nothing that the other wrestler could do.
No, and this is a wrestler with over 100 wins. This is a wrestler that has blown me away when I've said we've got a whistle and a caution against Baig. Baig on top. He is in the maroon and gray.
And look how calculated Chapman was on that stand-up. Wasn't even explosive. It was just little positioning that he had that got him where he needed to be. They have given him the escape point, but Mengele is in on the leg. He's in very good position right now.
He's in really good position here. If Baig can get his feet a little wider and drive forward, almost like a football position.
Yep.
But Chapman swings the hips and pulls himself out of that.
Yeah, scrambled right through that positioning.
I mean, what I was seeing, and an uneducated eye, but I'm seeing if Baig can pull in and drive his feet forward, he could have done something. And now it's just Chapman turning him through. Another 3 for Chapman opens up his lead to 7-0. Coming up on a minute left in the second period, this is the 175-pound final.
And you can see now he's trying to run a half and a thigh pry, almost like a spiral ride position, and stepping over that was probably not the best idea, although he got through that. So let's see what Chapman does. He's up 7-0 with 50 seconds left in the second period.
I think he got through it, but I don't think he got out of it.
Right.
You know, he just kind of put himself almost in worse position.
Yeah, he did put himself in a bad position, so he's fortunate to kind of get out of that.
Baig on bottom. Chapman, who leads 7-0 on top. 47 seconds to go in the second period. We are at 175 pounds. Again, the top 4 are going to Atlantic City next week. So you're going to see Baig, you're going to see Chapman, you're going to see the 3rd and 4th place wrestlers who are competing for that.
30 seconds left to go in the second period. Still 7-0. Chapman's running actually a Navy position there, which you don't see a lot of high school kids do. Yeah, his coach is yelling yes to go through it. That's Coach Gorman. But a lot of times you elevate that, and then you get the guy to squirm, and you could pounce and get either a pin or at least get some back points there.
Is Chapman just that much stronger than everybody else?
I think stronger, and technique is excellent. It's not even on point. It's just extremely excellent. As a freshman, he came into our gym. We wrestled Cranford. And, man, when I saw this kid open up and wrestle, I was like, this kid's just going to dominate throughout his high school career.
Yeah, I saw Rutgers commit versus Iowa commit. And my wife wasn't home yet. I could put it on YouTube on the big screen. And I'm just like, what am I watching?
Yeah, he's awesome to watch. Not just impressive, it's awesome to watch him wrestle.
It is. You just can tell he's special. And he was just stalking Baig.
Look at that.
Tried, and he just came in and just reeled him in. Another takedown, a 10-0 lead. And trying to finish this is Chapman. He's on top. He's in the black.
He's getting swiped, so he's going to get back points there. He's got his legs split off of that double leg takedown. They're right on the edge of the mat. I wonder if he's just going to try to keep him in. But this is definitely putting him in position for attack. I'm not sure. It looks like there's a 4 hold on that. Oh, it's only 2. So now it's a 12-0 match with a minute 20 left.
Takedown ends.
Yep.
And Mendeleg is an excellent wrestler who's going to wrestle at the next level. Chapman of Cranford concedes the neutral, 12-1, his lead. He is just, it's like watching a spider. It's like watching a spider hunt. He's just coming in, and there's the takedown.
There it is.
Finish it on top.
Now you're seeing him open up. Yep.
Now he'll cut. Now he's going to cut. Timu goes for the quick ankle pick. Inside a minute to go in regulation. 15-2, Chapman with the lead, and Chapman finishes it off with that takedown. Great show of sportsmanship. All right, I wanted to see this. What a great match. Because I'm going to Timu Mendeleg, a great wrestler. Jordan Chapman is a phenom.
Yep. Even Mendeleg, when he stood up and shook hands, smiled.
Yeah.
Like he knew,
What am I going to do?
What are you going to do?
Every now and then you know that you're up against the immovable force.
Now this final,
the irresistible force.
Yep. Now this final is going to be awesome.
Gorilla.
So 190 coming in, we got Vincenzo Laval, who's placed in the state several times. He's going up. He's going up against Carl Betts. Jeez, sorry, I took a little blank out on that. But Carl Betts is an excellent wrestler. He's really increased in size. I think when he was a freshman, he was like a 132-pounder. You know, skinny. Now he's really filled out.
He's just built.
Yep, and so is Vincenzo. So Vincenzo's dad was a 4-time state finalist, 3-time state champ.
Wow.
Yep, former head coach for Hanover Park and is now an assistant coach for Hanover Park.
Impressive lineage.
Yep, his father's in the corner. Sorry.
As well he should be. Today's broadcast presented by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. At Ivy Rehab, we offer comprehensive care for every age. We offer broad insurance acceptance and personalized treatment plans, ensuring patients receive the quality of care they deserve. The best part, you can see a physical therapist with or without a prescription. If you're in schedule an appointment today at ivyrehab.com/appointments. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about our treatments and specialties. Take control of your health with Ivy Rehab. Again, we started our Region 3 finals at 144 pounds. Up next, 190. Again, Vincenzo Laval comes in 37-3, the senior, the top seed. 22nd fall in the quarters. A tech fall 44 seconds into the second period in the semis. Carl Betts, the 32-1 junior from Del Barton. He's in the grayish, white, and green singlet. He has a fall in 49 seconds in the quarters and a tech fall in 138 in the semis. Really, really similar roads to this final.
And this might be one of the best finals that we see. This is really going to be, you can see these two are going to be on the podium in Atlantic City. There's no doubt they might see each other again in Atlantic City. And I think the wrestler who wins this match is going to be up for probably one of the most valuable wrestlers in this tournament.
I had this one on my radar. I had the previous match because of the presence of Chapman, and I've got 285 because I've seen Tommy Borgia a few times.
Oh, Tommy's excellent.
That's good, and he's up against the only wrestler to put a dent in his record this year.
Yes, and he was actually up in that match and got caught. I think he got a little winded, got a little caught, and got pinned in that match. But I think he'll come back and win a regional title this year as a junior.
Borgia is wrestling like he's on a mission. Borgia gets on the mat and wants to end it. We have a delay here. I'm not really sure what the...
No.
There is a scoreboard error, and they're trying to fix it,
I
apparently.
think we just
Thank
call
you,
that
Zach.
bad time and just start the match over.
Right, just restart the match.
That's it.
They took 2 steps. I mean,
There's nothing big
we
there.
started at 1:58. We started at minute 58. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
So we got Screwy Louie Lazari helping out on the clock. He's calling for somebody to come over for help. Maybe they're having some technical issues with the computer.
Something's going on here. So discussion going on. Again, when we resume, we're going to have Lavallee, right? Laval, okay, so I was right. Laval of Hanover Park versus Betts. Laval is in the yellow and black singlet, appropriate of the Hornets. Betts in the gray, white, and green, appropriate of the Green Wave. So they're working on the clock now. This just makes for great TV.
Yeah, I just asked Coach Laval, and he said that the computer is not actually hooking up with the scoreboard.
Okay.
So they're not able to start the clock, change the time, or anything like that. And we've already
That's
got
a
the other
problem.
2 matches started, so it looks like all eyes are at least going to be on this final, most likely.
Put the spotlight on 175. Or, I'm sorry, 190.
Don't they always say just restart the computer? You'll be okay.
Pull the plug. It's like they all hit the TV. You're probably not old enough to remember that. Slap the side of the TV. Just head slap. That's back when head slaps were legal in football, too.
Oh, you can say.
All right, we're going to go.
Here we go.
190 underway.
Okay, and they actually took 12 seconds off the clock. I was very surprised.
So Laval in the black with gold, or gold with black. Betts the white and gray with green. Single leg shot by Laval. Brings it in, lifts it up. I think he's looking to corkscrew him down here.
Oh, actually treetops. Very surprised. He got the 3 points right on the edge of the mat.
Just kept that. That is the tiptoe catch of high school wrestling there. He just dragged that toe.
Yep, just like you were saying in football, right? Just getting those toes right in.
Get the toes in. Used to practice that when I coached wide receivers. Starting with Laval on top.
And this time Laval cuts.
Made sense. There was nowhere that was going to go that was going to help him.
Yep, and I don't think he was going to turn him in the top position anyway. You're better off going to your feet.
Some hand fighting early on, alternating for wrist control. Betts tries to change both try to change levels. Little head clash. By the way, there was a head clash earlier in Vidal of Hackettstown was wrestling somebody. One of the worst head clashes I've seen in a while.
Ruane, yeah, from
Ruane,
Caldwell.
yes. Oh, I was sitting here prepping and heard that.
And then, ironically, Vidal was winning the match the entire time, and the official called a defensive pin.
Yeah,
less than 13 seconds left in the match. Yeah, I've heard different opinions of it. We were wrestling at the time, so I didn't see it. But supposedly he was tilting the kid with like 13 seconds left and rolled through, and the official called the pin.
He rolled through. The Hackettstown staff objected. They felt it was quick.
Yep. Usually an official will hold. Like for a defensive pin, you usually got to wait and make sure that the person's flat. I did talk to Coach Barringer, and he was claiming that he was rolling through. He actually didn't stop on his back. I wasn't there to see it. I'm just reporting what I heard.
It was close.
Yeah.
There was enough of a pause to get a count. Now we have a headgear failure since the clock failed earlier, and with 11 seconds to go, we're going to replace the headgear for Laval.
And what was interesting going back to the Vital match is you don't know what could happen in a regional tournament. We wrestled Vital this morning and lost to him. So that was our last night. So now we drop down. We've got to wrestle back to get out. Our kid is going to wrestle for third, fourth. He ended up pinning Pagan from Kearney. And now Vidal, ironically, doesn't even make it to Atlantic City, and we're going out after losing to him.
And this is John Kovach for GardenStateHSWrestling.com. I'm joined by Mendham coach Steve Baig. And So you've got guys going. How many guys you got going down? Forgive me for not knowing.
That's okay. We got 2 guys going down to Atlantic City this
Awesome.
year. Yep, our
And that's
106
good.
pounder and 132 pounder.
And that's good. I'm just trying to figure out how much longer I got you around.
So once we get to heavyweight, I'll try to get through the heavyweight match, and then
Yeah.
I'll head over to my 6 pounder.
Yeah, whenever you have, but and then come back whenever you can. But
No, like I said, thank you for having me.
right.
Been friends with Don Brower for, I don't know, way too long. And congratulations to Don Brower, by the way. He just had a daughter.
just had the daughter.
So
The
him
daughter
and his
made
wife.
her debut on one of our preview shows.
Yep.
Just a few days old. That was a fun Sunday morning.
Yep.
Day of Rutgers to start getting texts from Don at 7 o'clock in the morning and say, I need you to go to the States. My wife's having a baby.
Yeah, it's
'Cause-
great. Congratulations to Amanda, too, his wife.
Yes,
They've been
both of them.
really wanting to have some kids, so
And Courtney's adorable. She's adorable.
yeah.
My wife I had during one of the breaks the other night where my wife had to come in and peek in on the Zoom and see the baby.
Now, so we're almost through both matches for the 5th, 6th, and 3rd, 4th. We are still waiting on a headgear issue. I know some wrestlers are particular and they want to keep their headgear because they're superstitious, but I think in this particular situation, that's not going to happen, and Laval's going to have to put on a different headgear.
Throughout the states, follow us on social media. On Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X, formerly Twitter, at GardenStateHSW, and on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. GardenStateHSWrestling.com, your teams, your counties, your site. You can also follow us on YouTube. You can watch us live and then catch up on the other districts. We're at Mount Olive and Union, and you can catch up, watch those later today, watch those during the week. Watch our preview show. Plenty of wrestling still to come.
So forgive me for asking, but is this the only live one, or the other ones are going?
No, the other ones are live too.
They're live as well.
But they're immediately up on YouTube, so you can watch them live. That's what caution there against Laval. He has a 3-1 lead. Yeah, those 3 are live.
Okay.
They're the only ones we're at. But say you pick one and watch it live, and then watch the other 2 recorded.
Yeah, well, they should be watching this one live.
They should be watching this one
This is
live.
the best commentators, best region.
I've got a coach who's taken time before his guys' matches to come here and talk wrestling with us, which I absolutely love. The former coach in me just loves sitting here and talking any sport with anybody. Out
Wow.
of bounds, we'll restart.
Call for stall call there, too, but I don't know about that.
They have been calling that automatically on the back pedal at the edge of the circle all year long. It's a point of emphasis, and they're going to call it.
Yep, but surprisingly, they just didn't call it right here in this match.
Locked up 4-1 in favor of Hanover Parks Laval. 1:10 to go in the second period. We are at 190 pounds. Started at 144. It's Del Barton's tournament. Just waiting to put the crown on them. They have 303 points right now. Pope John second at 155. There's another stall caution against Laval.
So there it is. He finally hit Laval with that stall caution. And then, interestingly, he just called a stalemate to bring him back to neutral.
I have seen that a few times, and I can't understand that they're either stalemate or it's a stall. I'm
right, and I know that's basically official judgment in that situation, but it's kind of interesting. Thank you so much. So, ironically, I just got some food from Latin Bites to give them a shout out. They are also a vendor at Pompton Day. I help run Pompton Day, and he just brought me some yuca fries and their last skirt steak.
When is Pompton Day this year?
So Pompton Day is the Saturday before Labor Day.
Okay.
And actually, Don Brower's involved in Pompton Day.
Oh, good.
He owns a professional wrestling company, and we put a actual ring out on the turf and bring in the professional wrestlers, and we run like 3 or 4 shows throughout the afternoon.
I'm going to be convincing.
You got to get up there.
I'll be convincing the wife that we're going to Pumpkin Day.
So we get like 130 something vendors. Last year I had 21 or 22 food trucks. It's out by the lake. It's beautiful. We do a $10,000 firework display at the end of the night.
Yeah, I'm there.
So yeah, it's a full
there.
day of fun. 5K race in the morning, kayak races in the afternoon. So it's a lot to do for the day. So, and we have a whole kids zone, so bring your kids.
Nice. Bets with the escape early in the third period. 4-2, Laval of Hanover Park in the yellow and black with HP in the lead. This the 190-pound final. Yeah, now I know Don's got the ring there. I may have to swing by for that.
Oh yeah, you got to see the wrestling performances, and you know we bring out our youth programs to do home run derbies, punt, pass, and
awesome.
kicks and stuff. But the wrestling brings in so many of the fans.
Oh yeah,
they love watching it.
There was a church by me up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, when I lived up there that they do the I forget what saint it was festival. They would generally bring in an indie promoter. And I was able to weave a Spanish announce table reference into last week's broadcast, which I was pretty happy with.
That's awesome.
4-2. Vincenzo Laval of Hanover Park with the lead. He has Carl Betts of Del Barton upside down. They're going to whistle that and restart. 50 seconds to go. This the 190-pound final in Region 3 of the NJSIAA IBEW Local 102 Wrestling Tournament.
So we go, very close match. I said this would probably be one of the better matches for the finals. This is one of the first times, might be the only time so far, that we're not seeing a tech or a pin.
Yeah.
And there's great movement right now. We've only got 21 seconds left in the match with Vincenzo winning. He does have a stall call, so the next one's going to be a point. But he brings it back to the center of the mat. We've got 10 seconds left, short time. They're scrambling. He hits him with another stall. That's a point. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, though.
4-3. We're going to restart with 3 seconds left. Can Laval survive the 3 seconds?
Just get your hands up and get ready for the shot.
There's the shot. Changes levels. Time's going to run out on Betts.
Wow.
Vincenzo Laval of Hanover Park, your 2025 champion at 190 pounds for Region 3. Today's broadcast from West Orange High School brought to you by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. And I think we're going to roll right to 2:15 because I think we were the last to finish after the computer and headgear problems. Elbrus Majaga. I'm sure I pronounced that. Maybe I did pronounce it.
Who I believe is actually lives in Wayne, New Jersey, and goes to Del Barton.
He is the 2 seed, 28 and 8 to this point. He has pins in 30 seconds and 138. Nate Faxon from Governor Livingston, he's in the red with white and blue. He is the 1 seed, 38 and 1 after pins in 56 seconds and 126 on the way here. He is going to join his teammate Christian Goya at NYU Wrestling next year.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. This should be a pretty competitive match. It actually looks like the Governor Livingston kid has a little bit of size on the Del Barton wrestler.
He's taller. I would like to see them both on their toes a little more. Like they're a little back on their heels. And it could be just early. There's the shot by Faxon. Tries to draw it in, no points yet. Nice sprawl by Majaga. And now he has an underhook and an overhook in. Upper body lockup, they break. No scoring so far, coming up on a minute into the first period at 215 pounds. John Kovach, Steve Baig with you. Want to thank the Mendham coach for joining us for this.
Again, thank you for having me.
I've been really just can't say enough about the perspective you've been able to give us.
I appreciate
thus far today. Really have enjoyed it.
And it's also better to have somebody to talk with, right? Kind of when you're by yourself and you have to do it, it
does help.
Becomes a little draining.
And as one who coached football, announced, went back to coaching, the announcing's not bad because you get to do all the breakdown, you get to do the film, you get to hang out with the same people, but you don't have to go to practice every day. It's not a bad gig.
That's definitely not a bad gig. And I enjoy commentating with like you or Don. You know, I've done the counties with Don Brower for the last 10, 11 years. So, you know, just when his company was getting started, so he was coming off of working for NJ.com. And so I'm just happy for the success that he's had and how the company's actually really grown.
No score between Nathan Faxon of Governor Livingston in the red and Elbrus Majiga of Del Barton in the green. Majiga will be on bottom to start this second period. Tries to drive up to his base, going for a lift and a mat return is Faxon. Can't get him off the ground, and now they're in a struggle. Now Majiga, they're trying to like match each other with lifts, and Majiga ends up pulling in a leg, driving through, and getting the three-point takedown.
No, he actually got a
reversal. My mistake. 2-point reversal.
And with the escape, it's making it close because now when Governor Livingston Faxon goes down in the next period, if there's no score, it's going to tie it, make it a really exciting match.
2-1 now after that escape. Yeah, I thought that was a takedown, but it was a reversal. He worked his way up from, and very impressive job of working his way up from the bottom with somebody trying to lift you for a mat return. To be able to carry it through and turn it into your own.
Yeah, because it looked like he was able to shoot his hips out and then come in on what looked like a double leg takedown.
Yes, that's what fooled me. That's what fooled the uneducated eye. Sees him grab the double leg, but it was more about the hip movement.
Right,
finishing the move.
Out,
yes,
and then coming in.
45 seconds to go in the second period of the 215-pound final. Faxon in the red, Majiga in the green. 2-1 the score in favor of Del Barton's Majiga. And I just must commend the referees for having them put the anklets on with one in a green singlet and one in a red singlet. Thanks.
Yeah, this one was a little easy to determine who was green and red.
Yeah, exactly. I would have crossed it up just to mess with people, but that's just how my brain works. 10 seconds to go, still 2-1 in favor of Del Barton's Majiga. Del Barton running away with this.
Ooh, nice
13
shot.
finals. Nice shot, but time expires before the takedown.
Just needed 5 seconds left on the clock, and he would have had the takedown there.
So close. Now Faxon of Governor Livingston on bottom. He's the top seed. He trails 2-1. Majiga on top, does not cut. Now he does. We're tied at 2 with 1:55 left in regulation.
And here we go. If Faxon hits a shot like he did again, you know, that'll give him the lead, but it's going to be hard to ride out.
Did he learn something from that late shot that he can use here? And I want to see that.
Yep, and I would think also confidence, like knowing, oh, I can get in on the leg. You know, I can take this guy down. So that confidence that hopefully he built at the end of the second period will translate here into the third period.
Just over 30 seconds in.
There
There's
it
the
is again.
shot.
That's the same
Stalling
shot.
warning against Majiga. Trying to work that single leg, and there's the takedown and a 5-2 lead for Faxon of Governor Livingston.
All right, and he's trying to get that inside wrist out. Usually you put it like he did on his back.
Yeah.
And then you can work from that positioning in the top, where he'll either try to bar the arm or come underneath with a claw, and you could tilt there. Or he's coming out to the side, and he can, what their coach is saying, thread the needle and try to put their opponent to their back.
Does he have enough leverage? And there we get the stoppage finally. Did he have enough to pull him back in? The problem there is he's so close to the edge.
Yep, and I don't know if he would have got it being that far out of bounds.
Yeah.
But also, you're talking about two strong guys,
Oh,
so
yeah.
pulling them in, we've seen it quite a bit, but.
It's easy for us to say from here.
Right.
Starting the referee's position, Faxon on bottom, Magigot trying to power up or Faxon on top. He's hit with a stalling warning. Magigot trying to power up. They're out of bounds, 25 seconds to go. Again, we started at 144 pounds, so we have 285 next. Then we'll go back down to 106 and work our way up to 138 in this Region 3 tournament coming to you from West Orange. 5-3 now with Magigot's escape. 10 seconds to go in regulation. 5-3 to lead for Faxon in the red. They're struggling for an upper body grip.
I would take the stall anyway in that scenario because you're not giving up any points. And Faxon pulled away with the win there too.
Time runs out, 5-3 the decision. Nathan Faxon of Governor Livingston is the champion at 215 pounds. Today's broadcast is presented by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. At Ivy Rehab, we offer comprehensive care for every age. We offer broad insurance acceptance and personalized treatment plans, ensuring patients receive the quality of care they deserve. The best part, you can see a physical therapist with or without a prescription. If you're in pain, schedule an appointment today at ivyrehab.com/appointments. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about our treatments and specialties. Take control of your health with Ivy Rehab. This is one that I think a lot of people marked their calendar for.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one because this is a rematch from when they wrestled earlier in the year. I know Tommy's excited to get to the finals here, and I think he's going to do very well. I believe his opponent from Del Barton is a Mountain Lakes resident coming in who's definitely got experience on the mat. In the finals of our tournament, of our district tournament, he was actually losing to the Bloomfield individual. 4 seconds left in the match, they hit a stall, stopped it. When they restarted, the Del Barton wrestler quickly did a big man roll, got the reversal, and beat him 2-1. And the crowd went absolutely bananas.
August Moser of Del Barton is the top seed. The sophomore 24-12. One of those 24 wins is the only loss by Tommy Borgia this year. Borgia of West Morris in the two-tone blue of the Wolfpack. He's 38-1.
And his only loss coming from this individual, coming from Moser. And Tommy, I just want to give a shout out to him. He is like a great individual, nice
he's
kid.
Such an awesome kid.
Polite.
Every time I've met him. And I went to Mount Olive.
Oh, okay.
And this is meeting him, and he's just a great kid. And he's a skilled wrestler.
And he loves to eat at Enzo's Pizza.
I can understand that.
Sicilian and a plain slice the other night.
He has pins in 39 seconds and a minute 1, and he's got Moser's shoulders down. He's been on a mission. He's got to get a little bit more weight on Moser's chest. They're right at the edge. It's 3-0 in favor of Borgia.
And you could see he was not wasting time here at all.
He wants to win this as efficiently as possible. Switches sides. Moser turns 4 back points, an 8-0 lead.
No, it should be 7-0.
Got to be 7.
So scoreboard's wrong, but I'm sure they'll correct it at some point.
Yeah, we're the referee telling them it is 7. I think they probably heard us. 7-0 the lead for Borgia. Just a minute into this 285-pound final. He is trying now to turn Moser of Delbarton. Moser the top seed, Borgia the 2. Moser the only wrestler to have beaten Tommy Borgia this season.
And if the match continues the way it is now, that's not going to happen again.
And Borgia is just working tight waist. Now he's got to hook grabbing the thigh, turning around to look at the clock. He's inside 30 seconds. A stall warning against Borgia.
Oh, I'm actually surprised. Borgia was actually out to the side. And usually when the top guy gets out to the side, they don't make that call.
I thought he was working it, but
yeah,
I'm not, and it's tough job. It's a tough job. I'm not going to criticize. I'm just a little surprised on that.
No, and Bill Dixon's a well-seasoned official.
Yeah,
he's been president of the Officials Association. I mean, he knows what he's doing, so maybe he saw something that we didn't.
He has a better view than we do. We can't walk around and follow the action. It would be great if we could.
Yep.
Stand next to him.
Maybe we should create something like that and be able to retire.
That's good thinking. Borgia on top, 5 seconds to go in the first period. He has a 7-0 lead. Period ends. 7-0. Borgia in the blue. He's the red. He's the 2 seed at 38-1. 40-1 after his 2 pins today.
I'm very surprised Moser chose neutral in his decision here.
You think he's trying to make it all up one, try to get 3 right away and cut the lead almost in half? I mean,
I don't know.
Got to be that confident?
Unless he really feels he could take Tommy down and get some back points, I don't know.
It's an upper body struggle now. They're locking up collar and elbow.
And also, ironically, talking about parents on staff, Tommy's father is on the West Morris Wrestling staff. He is not in the corner, but his dad's been coaching forever. I believe he coached at Dover, definitely at Sparta, now here at West Morris, where they live in Long Valley, and he's raising his family.
Not much going on in the first minute of this second period. Once we hit a minute and 41 seconds of the first period, Borgia had been on the mat as the longest he's been the whole tournament. We have a pin there on the adjacent match. I think that is Cliffside Park. That's Rodriguez from Cliffside Park.
Yeah, and the Bluefield individual that lost 2-1 in the finals to the Delbarton Moser. So a lot of good quality kids at the heavyweight division here too. And if you look at Tommy, he can wrestle a lot more like a lightweight wrestler. He was a 215-pounder for the last 2 years. And it kept him a lot more fluid, and he's put on more weight. He's about 255. He's at 260 at one point during the season, but he can move. He can move much more like a lightweight wrestler, which makes these heavyweight matches a little more exciting than normal.
No scoring in the second period. 7-0 lead for Borgia. Don Brower and I have had that discussion covering Tommy's matches, that he wrestles like a 215 or even like a 190.
Yeah.
I mean, he and you look, I don't want to say this, that I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. You see some guys at 285, and you can tell that it's not great weight, that they could be in a little better shape. Tom Borgia looks in great shape, and he gets another reversal there, working from the bottom. 9-0 the lead. Top 4 go to Atlantic City, so these guys will be down in AC next week. You've got a match coming up.
I was just going to say, so as soon as this is done, I'm going to exit out to my 106-pounder. I'll come back to
Come back when you're done. Come back at the end.
100% I'll come
whenever
back
you want. Thanks for joining us. Steve Baig, varsity coach at Mendham High School. He's off to get 2 of his wrestlers through some matches as we conclude Region 3. Great job, man. Borgia on top, continuing to just patiently work it. He has a 9-0 lead with 1 minute to go. in the third period. We are at 285 pounds. After this, we will go back down to 106 and work our way back to 138. Del Barton, represented by August Moser in this, going away with it, 303 points. Pope John second with 155. And Steve, when Aiden Riley, his senior, who came in 32-7, is in the third place match against Matt Ruane of Caldwell. 9-0, 20 seconds to go in regulation. Stall against Borgia, and a point to Moser makes it 9-1 with 18 seconds to go. Wes Morris coaches telling Borgia not to reach across, to just work his side. He's working near side. He's tight waist, near arm. 10 seconds to go in the match. His lead 9-1. Trying to reach back around is Moser. Can't finish it. And time runs out on Moser. Tommy Borgia of West Morris, your 2025 285-pound champion for Region 3, and he avenges his only loss of the regular season. Today's broadcast presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies. They're the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. Giovanni Conti, the third seed from Hanover Park, the senior, 27-10. He is in the white with yellow and black trim. Up against him, the top seed, the sophomore from Del Barton, PJ Terranova, 28-6. He is in the white with green. This the 106-pound final. Locked up upper body. Terranova goes for an ankle pick. Comes right back up. They break and circle. Some hand checking there by Conti. Conti tries a shot. He's pushed down by Terranova. Terranova has the head now. Just changing levels on each other, trying to find an opening. They're near the edge. Conti reaching across. They're squared up again. There's a shot and a single leg by Terranova. He reaches around for the second, swings his hips, gets the back, and gets the takedown. 3-0 the lead for Terranova. He's on the back now. Three to 1 the score in favor of PJ Terranova of Del Barton. He's trying to work another takedown. No points there. 30 seconds to go. Conti looking to do something out of this. He's got Terranova's head. Yeah, and there's 3 more for Terranova. 6-1 his lead. Terranova drives through, all leg drive. Turning onto his stomach is Conti. They're on the edge. Time runs out on the first period. 6-1 the lead for PJ Terranova, the sophomore and top seed from Del Barton. Again, you're watching the Region 3 Regionals from West Orange High School on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. John Kovach with you. Want to thank Steve Baig from Mendham, who joined us until he had to go coach one of his student athletes. We're in the second period here at 106 pounds. After that escape, 6-2 in favor of Terranova. They're talking to Conti about getting the action up. He's trying to drive forward. An underhook and an overhook by Terranova trying to turn him. He's kind of matadored past Terranova, and Terranova's still trying to work it. Working the left arm, now trying to switch sides, ducking underneath. Each trying to grab a leg. 1:10 to go in this second period. Terranova slips out, gets a takedown, and now he's got tight waist and a 9-2 lead. Escape by Conti, 9-3. Each tries to throw the other. Terranova now has right leg, goes up top with it, sweeps Conti's leg, gets a takedown there. It's going to make it 12-3. The score is not changing on the scoreboard, because there have been points in here since it was 9-3. 12-4 it now shows. I think 15-4, and another 3. Now it's 18-4. Terranova is 1 point from a tech fall. 5 seconds to go in the second period. He leads 18-4. Time's up. We'll go to the third, 18-4. PJ Terranova, the sophomore from Del Barton. 1 point. Restart neutral, 18-4. .30 seconds going in the third period. Still an 18-4 lead for PJ Terranova. 1 point from a tech fall. Trying to turn the shoulders, gets the takedown and the tech fall. 21-14. 39 seconds into the third period. It's a technical fall for PJ Terranova. The Del Barton sophomore is your 2025 champion at 106 pounds. Today's broadcast of the Region 3 Finals from West Orange High School is brought to you by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. At Ivy Rehab, we offer comprehensive care for every age. We offer broad insurance acceptance and personalized treatment plans, ensuring patients receive the quality of care they deserve. The best part, you can see a physical therapist with or without a prescription. If you're in pain, schedule an appointment today at ivyrehab.com/appointments. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about our treatments and specialties. Take control of your health with Ivy Rehab. How'd you do? Steve Baig from Mendham joining us after the 106-pounders.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It was good. We actually came in, got a little sloppy in the beginning, got taken down. In the second period, we chose bottom. He escaped. They got into an under-over position. We ended up lap dropping the Ruane from Caldwell and pinning him. So we took third in the region in that weight class.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And hopefully I'll be with you at least for 13 and 20, and then I'll have to
as long as you can.
exit out for the night. But
I was pointing out that your food was still sitting here.
oh, man, thank God, yeah.
I'm like, why does it smell so much like, oh, that's right.
I'm glad it's still here.
You're lucky it's still here. All right, when we resume, it'll be 113-pound Cameron Santz of Del Barton, the unbeaten sophomore, now 35-0 after a tech fall in 108 in the quarters and a tech fall in 340 in the semis. He'll be taking on Cranford's Michael Daly. He is the 3 seed, came in 31-7. The junior won by fall at 110 in the quarters, and a 6-5 decision over Holly of Pope John, the 2 seed in the semis, to punch his ticket to the finals. Again, top 4 going to Atlantic City next week.
And interesting, Holly actually placed in Atlantic City last year, and he didn't make it out of the region this year. So it shows the depth that we have, at 113, and it shows the depth that we have here in the region. I missed it, but how did Tommy Borgia end up?
Tommy won his match 9-1.
9-1.
I believe. And they hit him with a stall late.
Wow. So the second stall call.
They hit him with he got the second stall warning somewhere around a minute to go in the
third period.
In the third period, yeah.
All right, and then the 106 pounds. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Well, that's okay. 106 was Terra Nova, finished at Tech Fall at 439.
Over Compton.
It was the Del Barton take down and cut, take down and cut, take down. Maybe a little more ground wrestling than we've seen from others, but it was a takedown and cut clinic.
Wow.
So
here we go. We're flying through the tournament today.
We really are.
His opponent in the green corner, undefeated this year at 33-0, a career record of 73-4. He placed in the States last year, a regional champion. So
here we have Cameron Santz, the top seed. He'll be in the white, gray, and green of Del Barton, 35-0 as a sophomore. Cranford's Michael Daly in the blue with gold, 32-7. The junior was the 3 seed.
And interesting, we're talking about Del Barton and how dominant they've been. They've also changed their scheduling. This year was the first time they've been out of the Morris County Wrestling Tournament. They decided to withdraw because match limits and the level of competition, being able to travel and go across the country and wrestle in different areas. Next year, they're actually pulling out of the NJAC, so they won't be wrestling even in our conference next year. So that's going to change some of the dynamics of the NJAC, but it's a good thing for them, and obviously with being a solid wrestling program like they are, competing for #1 in the state year in and year out, even #1 in the nation, has been very, very impressive for their program and well deserved for the changes that they're making.
Takedown by Santz gives him a 3-0 lead, 1:03 into the first period, and it's just really about getting your wrestlers in a national spotlight. It's about getting them out in front of more sets of eyes for college recruiting.
Absolutely. Where we don't do that as much, we're not obviously even close to that level, but they are a nationally level type of team. So give them a lot of credit, but yeah, they want to put their wrestlers in national spotlight. So, and you could see a lot of their wrestlers do go to Princeton. Pat Glory for them was a national champ out of Princeton. So they send kids not just
that
to
should be a
college.
pipeline. That should be a pipeline.
It pretty much is.
Just send them. Just keep sending them.
It pretty much is a pipeline at this point. So, and it's really helping Princeton wrestling.
Scoreboard shows 6-1. There's a discussion here. 33 seconds to go. Looks like it is 6-1. We'll restart referee's position. Daly of Cranford on bottom. Santz of Del Barton on top. Back to his feet, trying for the escape and getting it is Daly. 6-2 to lead now for Santz of Del Barton.
It's an interesting Russian position there.
I was just about to ask you about that because he's got him tied up, and I don't know what he can do from it, really, other than torque him down.
I know, it looks like a weird key lock, but, well.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like a front key lock.
Yep. It was kind of weird.
It was different.
Yeah,
Honestly, I would almost make the case from where we sit and the view we had of it that was potentially dangerous.
They could. A key lock is
because the way
illegal.
your forearm, it's an illegal move. You could easily break a radial or an ulna.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of pressure on that. I'm really surprised they didn't stop it for potentially dangerous.
Yeah, especially if he stepped into that and tried to torque it.
Yeah.
Here it is. It's kind of the same position again, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's using it. It's like a Russian, but a front key lock. I don't know how to explain it. Except watch the video.
Yeah, I might have to try to do a stop and a screen grab on that because it's an interesting move. 7-2 to score in favor, now 10-2 in favor of Santz of Del Barton. Takedown and cut makes it 10-3. I mean, really, if you're Santz, just keep a distance and take your shots.
Yeah.
There's no need to get hung up in that.
No, it looked like he was baiting him before, too, when he was hanging his arm out there. Like he wanted him to do something. So that was that position again.
There's a single leg. Yeah, it's.
That time I didn't get a good look at it, though. But
he had two. He had 2-on-1. I don't think it was spread as much as the others where you didn't have the arm so exposed. It's when you have the force point spread out a little bit that you start to worry about it.
Yep. He's about to tilt him. Nope, just a 1 count on that tilt.
13-3 to lead for Santz. 20 seconds to go in the second period. We are at 113 pounds. We started at 144. So, and I've never had a coach around to ask this. Now, what do you do? How do you prep? You've got 2 guys going to Atlantic City. Most of your guys, their season is done. Do you still have guys showing and working out every day so that they can wrestle somebody every day?
Yeah, because we had 5 guys that qualified for the regional, so some of our guys that didn't qualify that were workout partners with those guys came in the room and really helped out to prep those guys for the regional tournament. This week we'll probably do the same with the 2 guys we have. We'll bring them in. My assistant coach, Domenico DeGenna, finished 7th in the state, wrestled for Arizona State, just graduated from there. Got his MBA from Reinhardt University, wrestled there as well. And he really helps out in the room. So between Aiden and Rafe, he can go between both those guys. We'll get some other guys to come in the room. And, I mean, at this point, you're not going to make or break anybody necessarily,
No.
but,
You're just
you want
trying
to keep
to
them in
stay.
shape. And
You don't want to get rusty. You don't want to get tight.
Right.
You just got to stay loose.
Yeah, so just refining and polishing things and working on different positionings in the next couple days. Because then on Wednesday, really, they're coming in. They want to get, state singlets that I give the kids. And then they're all headed down to Atlantic City right after school. So we really only have 2 days of practice left, but we really want to refine them and polish up what they're doing.
Here we're at the 113 Region 3 final. Cameron Santz, the sophomore from Del Barton, the top seed with a 13-4 lead over Michael Daly, the 3 seed from Cranford. He's in the blue. Coming up on a minute to go in regulation.
And there's the stall call going straight out of bounds.
14-4 now, a 10-point lead for Santz. Yeah, see, he likes that hand check to muss up his hair a little bit and see if you can get him to do something. Now he goes right for the wrist again.
It's interesting what he does in the neutral position.
There it is again.
There it is.
Good,
See, I think that's a key lock. When he slides it down and grabs his zone.
Here it is. When he's top of the elbow and he's wrist and top of the elbow, and a 3-point takedown there for Sans. When he's wrist and above the elbow, I think you can really make the argument that's key lock.
Yep. And I just don't think the officials are seeing it because of the action in front of them.
The last few he hasn't really held as long, but those where they were reached across the front.
Right.
They were in there, and
this one wasn't though. This one he was actually on the side and came down.
17-5, a 12-point lead for Sans. 20 seconds to go. He's working the single leg now. Swings around. 20-5, 15 points, and a tech fall for Cameron Sans. The Del Barton sophomore, undefeated at 36-0, is your Region 3 113-pound champion. We're going to move on to 120. Our coverage all year is brought to you by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. We are on to 120. Tommy Marchetti of Del Barton, the freshman in white, is 29-9. And Nick DiFrancescantonio.
Yep,
DiFrancescantonio. Yes, it's that long, Zach.
Yeah, his brother Dom graduated from TCNJ year before last. Did a great job in the NCAA tournament and actually became an All-American. Really went on a run that was awesome. Last year, his brother Nick, who's wrestling, finished in the blood round of the state tournament. We wrestled him in the district finals last year and here in the regions in some close matches. So we went up to 32. You can see Nick's cut down to 120. Pretty big 120-pounder, so this should be a really good final.
DiFrancescantonio, that's hard to say.
DiFrancescantonio.
Yep. An 8-0 major in the quarters and a 4-2 decision over Neal of West Morris Central in the semis. Marchetti with a tech fall in both the quarters and the finals. Marchetti is in the white with green. DiFrancescantonio is in the black with gold trim. Nobody can ever fit it, Zach. You can't. It's not good. Do the best you can.
Don't worry, it took me a couple years to get the name down.
It's hard to pronounce, and it's even harder to fit in. You can take the point size down.
And he's actually one of 3 brothers, so he's the youngest to wrestle for Hanover Park.
3-point takedown early for Marchetti. He was looking for a tilt quick. Working the back. He's got tight waist. And now he's called for a
blood time.
Blood timeout.
That was fast.
That was very fast. I'm not sure who's bleeding.
It's a good call. It looks like it's a nosebleed coming out from Del Barton.
So, keep up on all our coverage. We're going to have preview shows coming up. We're going to have breakdowns coming up. Follow us on social media, Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, X, GardenStateHSW, Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling.
And here we go with the cut.
See, it kind of, but he cuts him, but he keeps a hold of that arm. And now they're hooked up. Going almost for a fireman's carry is Marchetti. He gets 3, 6-1 his lead now. And he's perfectly positioned to turn this right in front of us. Swinging his hips, trying for a switch. DiFrancescantonio. Trying to work a half is Marchetti. They are out of bounds. They'll restart with 1:03 left in this first period. There's a cut. 6-2. Marchetti with the lead. DeFrescantonio has the front headlock now. Trying to reach back. He's got to get up on his toes. There he tries to get up. Tries to reach back. Marchetti senses it, pulls the leg in. Stalemate called with 28 seconds to go and a 6-2 lead for Marchetti in the first period at 120 pounds. A little bit of a scramble there.
Yep, definitely really good movement. And a good wizard to defend the takedown.
And they finished the takedown for Marchetti. Builds his lead to 12-2. As we reach the end. I believe that says 9, but I believe it's 12.
I was going to say, I think it's 12 as well.
I believe it is 12-2. I got a thumbs up.
Yep,
That's always good. It's always good when the official ratifies, what you say. And we're going to have a blood stoppage. Again, I was calling a high school football game during what I coached and then was announcing for my company. The head of the county board is standing next to me in this huge press box calling the first game of the year. And I'm trying to explain, and it was the year they added targeting and all these things. And he keeps shaking his head yes. Finally, during one of the breaks, I took the headset off when we were in commercial. Jerry, I said, I have no idea how validating it is for you to shake your head yes after I finish explaining a rule. And we've lost the gauze that was used to stem the bleeding. That is now laying on the mat.
So probably going to see another blood timeout. They still haven't changed the score.
Changed it. They said it was 12-2, but it still
did give us the thumbs up for that.
Gave me the thumbs up. So I'm confused.
Well, no.
Now I'm perplexed. Thought I was right. Wouldn't be the first time I thought I was right and was wrong.
Don't worry, I'm in the same boat. I got the wrong Jones.
And there's the blood stoppage again because that gauze is just outside the middle circle. There is time now, and it's not too early, to sign up to be a sponsor for the 2025-26 season. It's a way to reach customers with your business. You can sponsor a live stream. You can sponsor a local team page. Just click on a blank ad logo or fill out the sponsor form or send us an email, admin@gardenstatehswrestling.com. It's tough to finish those quick when they come out of the blood timeout before you expect it. Coming up on a minute to go, 9-2. It's still showing on the scoreboard.
Oh, nice inside. Oh, nice attempt to an inside trip.
He's trying to swing over. They're both trying to swing their hips over and colliding, and it ends up being Marchetti's takedown.
That was a great effort, though, by DeFranciscantonio.
Right now they're showing 12, so I must have been off.
He did give the thumbs up, though.
Stalemate called, 12-2, a 10-point lead for Marchetti. 36 seconds to go in the second period. Blood cleanup timeout. So Del Barton, who had 13 finalists, has 5 champions with this match and 3 more pending.
And another blood timeout now. So they've burned a little over a minute and 10 seconds off the blood time. You get 5 minutes of blood time. If you can't control the bleeding within that time, then the match is over. That you rarely see as the official cuts it for cleanup.
How much does it help the wrestler who's not getting treated in terms of being able to reset, catch his or her breath, talk to the coach?
I think, well, you just hit it there, talking to the coach specifically. So at a stoppage, they're cleaning up blood.
Listening to the coach specifically
right.
would be the important step there.
Right, or listening to the coach. So getting them over, I think that's important. Even though if the kid's bleeding and you're cleaning up, you're still coaching. But now, the individual that's not bleeding can get a little bit of water, breath, get advice from the coaching staff, and then get back out there to go.
They restart referee's position. Marchetti rides DeFrancesco Antonio down. I'm not sure what's going on the next map, but there was a chase going on.
That was insane.
It just sounded like a stampede, and there were...
I've only seen my kid do it. The kid actually from Bloomfield started running around the mat.
With the kid from Hackettstown in hot pursuit.
Yeah, and so they hit him with a stall and a point, and it tied the match.
Here it's 12-2 in favor of Marchetti.
That was crazy. So they're in overtime on that mat now.
Here we're in the third period. And leaning back into this is DeFrancesco Antonio. If he can, and he's turning his hips, almost had the side, but driving through it from the bottom is Marchetti. They're near the border, they are out of bounds. 12-2, Marchetti with the lead.
Blood again.
The Del Barton freshman with a 12-2 lead and another blood stoppage.
Well, let's just go to a sponsor then.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's a good thing. See, you're going to do well with this. You're going to like this gig. You're going to like this gig a lot. Today's broadcast presented by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. At Ivy Rehab, we offer comprehensive care for every age. We offer broad insurance acceptance and personalized treatment plans, ensuring patients receive the quality of care they deserve. The best part, you can see a physical therapist with or without a prescription. That is important. If you're in pain, schedule an appointment today at ivyrehab.com/appointments. About to resume with 1:26 left in regulation. Tommy Marchetti of Del Barton, the freshman who's 29-7, with a 12-2 lead over Nick DeFrancesco Antonio of Hanover Park, who is 33-7 coming into this final.
Let's see if Nick can get a little offensive here. I know he's trying. He's moving quite a bit. They're in an over-under position where he tried to hit an inside trip before. Let's see if he attempts that again, but it's tough. As you see, Del Barton's backing off of that.
I'm really surprised he hasn't tried shots
There's
earlier.
the inside trip.
Almost had it.
Yep.
I think some of what's surprising me is just Marchetti just being very good at countering it. And we don't talk about how good defensively the Del Barton wrestlers are. We talk about how they can pile up points, but defensively, they counter moves very, very well. We just never talk about it because they're generally dominating a match.
No, and that's a good point. I mean, it's a 12-2 match, but, you know, DeFrancesco Antonio has been in on so many shots, and he has defended all of them off, even the 2 inside trip attempts that he's made.
Inside 30 seconds to go in regulation, 12-2 in favor of Del Barton's Marchetti. He's in the white singlet. Nick DeFrancesco Antonio, God, that's hard to say, in the black with gold.
And there's only 10 minutes left in the, or 10 seconds left in the match.
Gotta say, it's getting a little grueling here,
It
Coach.
feels like it was a 10-minute, probably was a 10-minute match at this point.
It
with all
was
the blood.
with the blood stoppages. Don and I did a match we compared to Rocky.
Jeez. Well, I want to say thank you. I do have to get moving. I have my 32 coming up soon. It's been a pleasure.
Good luck. Thank you so much for your help today.
Big shout out to
Great
Garden
job.
State Wrestling. So thank you
so much, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you. We'll see you at Pompton Day.
Yep.
Here are our 126-pound wrestlers. On mat number 1 from Nutley.
All right, we're on to 126, where it'll be the top seed. Brendan Ryak, the senior from Governor Livingston. He's 22-1, up against Braden Jones of Delbarton. The freshman is 26-13.
126-pound finalist in the green corner from Delbarton. This year's record, 24-13. From Delbarton, Braden Jones. His opponent in the red corner, this year's record, 20-1. A career record, 78-13. He is a two-time district champion who will be wrestling for the Bulldogs of the Citadel University next year. From Governor Livingston, Brandon Ryak.
Brandon Ryak will wrestle at the Citadel next fall. And he is taking on the freshman, Braden Jones of Delbarton. Jones, who came through with an upset win over second-seeded Ryder Connors of Cranford, and then beat the 3-seed Dom Holler. So he's had a good run here to get to this final. They spin through it, spin through again, and a 3-point takedown for Jones early. Jones tries for the mat return, instead just kind of torques Ryak to the mat. Ryak, a two-time district champ. They're on the line, and there's a stoppage. They'll restart. 58 seconds to go in the first period. We're at 126 pounds. We have 132 and 138 left. Delbarton running away with the team score. They have 319 points. Pope John is second with 158 and a half. We're at 126 here, powering up, but being taken right back down is Ryak. Jones is getting swipes. He's going to get back points here. Almost has the shoulders touching. Trying to bridge out of this is Ryak. Spinning with the cradle, Jones. Jones trying to turn shoulders. Ryak gets back to a 4-point base with 20 seconds to go in regulation. 4 back points and a 7-0 lead. No, 3 back points, a 6-0 lead for Jones. 5 seconds to go in the first period. After one, it's 7-0, so it was 4 back points. It's 7-0 in favor of the freshman, Braden Jones of Delbarton. He's in the white. He'll start on the bottom. Referee's position. Ryak tries to turn him down. Now spinning out of it, trying for the reversal, and getting it is Jones. Ups his lead to 9-0. Jones on the back. He's in control. Has near wrist. Has a leg hooked. Referee right on top of this, watching it. Going for the tilt is Jones. Got one swipe there. Ryak rolls back out of it. Staying on top is Jones. Coming up on 1:10 to go in the second period. 9-0 the lead for Jones of Delbarton in the white. They'll restart referee's position, excuse me. 58 seconds to go. 2-point reversal for Rayak. He's on the board, 9-2, 35 seconds to go in the second period. And it's Rayak now trying to turn the tables and trying to turn Jones. Jones now with a reversal counters it, 11-2 his lead now. Inside 10 seconds, 11-2 to lead for Braden Jones, the Del Barton freshman. Trying to drive through late is Rayak of Governor Livingston. Time runs out on the second period, 11-2. And they will start neutral for this third period. Ankle pick by Jones. No takedown, and now a front headlock by Rayak of Governor Livingston. Stalemate call just 16 seconds into the period. They'll restart neutral. Shot there by Jones, but Rayak counters it, turns it into his takedown, 11-5 now. He trails by 6, just under a minute and a half left in regulation. Trying to get on top, Rayak, but it's a reversal for Jones, and he almost had back points coming. He's got the arm behind the back now and goes to bar the far arm. 1:10 to go, 13-5, the lead 8 points for the freshman Braden Jones of Del Barton, and now he's in control. He's got weight high, he's got a half and an arm bar in. He's just trying to finish turning the shoulders of Rayak. Shoulders are down now, and there's a pin. Braden Jones, a freshman from Del Barton, has beaten now the 1, 2, and 3 seeds to claim the championship at 126 pounds in Region 3 of the NJSIAA IBEW wrestling tournament. Watching this makes me think I need physical therapy. And Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, who's presenting today's broadcast, offers comprehensive care for every age. They offer broad insurance acceptance, personalized treatment plans, ensuring patients receive the quality of care they deserve. The best part, you can see a physical therapist with or without a prescription. If you're in pain, schedule an appointment today, ivrehab.com/appointments. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about treatments and specialties. Take control of your health with Ivy Rehab. The penultimate match of the day. 132 pounds, Ryan DeGeorge, top-seeded sophomore from Del Barton. He's 30-8 after a tech fall in the quarterfinals and a 13-7 decision in the semis. He will face Pope John Jr. Dalton Weber, who is 24-3 and has tech falls in both the quarters and the semis. Del Barton, 319 points now. Pope John, 158.5. Cranford, 114. Caldwell, 111. Hanover Park in 5th with 96. Governor Livingston, 83.5 in 6th. Weber, the announcer, letting us know will wrestle at Buffalo University next year.
A career record of 63-13 from Del Barton. He is
DeGeorge, the returning state champion, won as a freshman last year. DeGeorge in the white for Del Barton, Weber in the gold and gray and blue of Pope John. Just stalking each other around the inner circle. Shot there by DeGeorge. DeGeorge changes levels, and working him from the top is Weber. Shooting the single leg is Weber, but countering that by grabbing a thigh and an underhook, DeGeorge. Stoppage with 59 seconds to go. They restart neutral. Still stalking each other. 35 seconds to go in the first period. The 132-pound final, our next to last match here in the Region 3 finals at West Orange High School. Some hand fighting going on in the late stages of this first period. 10 seconds to go. No score yet. No score after one. The first period at 132 pounds.
All right, 126-pound top four place finishers. Come to the podium area.
Referee's position start. Pope John's Weber on bottom. He's in the gold with blue and white. DeGeorge of Del Barton in a white, trying for a takedown right off the bat. Looking to work a quick turn with a tight waist. Swinging his hips toward us, trying to drive his way through it. He's got a leg hooked now with his own leg. Trying to turn Weber back into him now. He's trying to get a tilt. He's got the arm barred. No points. DeGeorge has the ankle. An escape there for Weber as the first point of the match comes with 1:28 left in the second period. 1-0 the lead for Weber of Pope John. Back to the hand fighting that marked stages of the first period. Each eyeing the other, feinting at level changes. There's a shot on a single leg by DeGeorge. Tries to turn, but he's caught midway through by Weber, and Weber's turning it into a takedown. No points awarded. Weber's leg is across the back of DeGeorge's. DeGeorge has it. They're going to call that a stalemate, probably wisely, because there were some legs in some positions not seen outside of twister. That was just uncomfortable to watch. 30 seconds to go. 1-0 the lead for Weber of Pope John. We're in the 132-pound final in Region 3 of the NJSIAA IBEW Local 102 State Wrestling Tournament. Again, we have crews in Union and in Mount Olive. You can go to our YouTube page and kick over, catch the end of one of those. You can watch them on demand when you want to. And then we're going to set the stage for the states in the middle of the week. Watch our social media for that. 1-0 the lead for Weber of Pope John after 2 periods of the 132-pound final. Don Broward, James Clark, and I will break down the regionals and get you ready for Atlantic City this week. Watch social media for an update on that. And then we will bring you updates as we can from Atlantic City. An escape there for DeGeorge. We're tied at 1 with 1:40 left in regulation. Again, Delbarton with 13 finalists coming into the day, and far and away the team champs. Again, the top 4 in each weight class advancing to Atlantic City. .110 to go in regulation, 1-1. Shot there, pulling in the right leg is DeGeorge of Delbarton. No takedown, but he's in a position where he can expose Weber's shoulders. Changes grip. DeGeorge has weight up top. They roll through it. Now it's Weber going near leg and trying to work back to it. Looking to his coaches is DeGeorge. 30 seconds to go in regulation. This match is tied at 1, and a 3-point takedown for Weber of Pope John with 23 seconds to go gives him a 4-1 lead. He stays tight waist, trying to get an escape, and finally being given one is DeGeorge. It's 4-2 with 10 seconds to go. Trying for the takedown is DeGeorge. Trying to fend him off with sprawls, and backing away just slightly is Weber. And it's the 2 seed, Dalton Weber of Pope John, claiming the title by a 4-2 decision at 132 pounds. And shockingly enough, the 138-pound final will involve a wrestler from Delbarton and one from Pope John as well. At 138, we're going to see Carson Walsh, the top seed, a senior at Pope John. He's 34-1 after technical falls in the quarterfinals and semifinals. He's going to face Chase Queno, a senior from Delbarton. He is 29-9 after winning with pins in 28 seconds and 35 seconds in the quarters and semis. Queno, the 2 seed.
A 4-time county champion and a finalist in the Beast of the East. He's a state runner from last year. Next year, he'll wrestle for the Panthers of Pittsburgh from Pope John, Carson Walsh.
And Walsh, we've been informed, will wrestle at Pitt next year.
5-9, career record 96-32. He's a returning
Queno, 96-32.
champion, placed in the state last year, and next year he'll wrestle for the NJSIAA of Lehigh from the Martin, Chase Queno.
Quinault will wrestle at Lehigh. Legendary wrestling program there, especially if you're in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. We're underway in our last match of the day, 138 pounds, and they're getting after it right off the bat. Changing levels, upper body grappling. Shot there by Queno of Delbarton. He's in the white and green. No points. Trying to pull both legs in. Now trying to stand up and turn through it. Trying to climb the back. Standing up is Walsh. No points awarded in that scramble. We're a minute into the first period. They're just barely in bounds, working around the perimeter. Finally a whistle, they'll restart neutral at the center of the mat. Want to thank the staff here at West Orange and the officials for helping us get things the way we needed, making sure we had anything we need. It's really been a pleasure to be here for this Region 3 final. Again, when this is over, you can catch the region at Mount Olive or the region in Union. We're bringing you those. You can watch those tonight as well, which I may be doing. No points on that. 10 seconds left in the first period. No score after one. Between Chase Cano of Del Barton and Carson Walsh of Pope John. Walsh will start on bottom, Quino on top, the referee's position for this second period. One now for Walsh on the escape. First point of the match. Some hand checking and feinting.
Close to a tie, close to a tie.
132-pound top four finishers, please report to the podium area to receive your medals and pictures.
We're going to try to get you the naming of the outstanding wrestler after this. And we will have interviews going up on social media. Again, you can check out some of the other districts on our YouTube channel. They're live, or you can watch the full replay later on. This you can watch a replay of anytime you want. And then we'll be getting you ready for Atlantic City with a preview show midweek. Here it's 1-0. In favor of Carson Walsh of Pope John. A stall warning there against Chase Quino. 37 seconds to go in the second period. 138-pound final. There's a three-point takedown and a 4-0 lead for Walsh. Walsh tight waist, he's draped across the back. Quino has his leg extended out, trying to keep Walsh at bay. Walsh can't turn him the way they are now. We're inside 10 seconds in the second period. Walsh in the gold with blue and white. Chase Quino of Del Barton in the white. We will restart the third period. Walsh with a 4-0 lead. Quino will start on bottom. Been a great day of wrestling here at West Orange. Escape conceded by Walsh, makes it 4-2. And then he goes for another takedown. Ankle pick, turns it into a single leg, double leg. Has both legs, trying to pull him in. No points yet. He's trying to drive through it, trying to swing him around is Quino. But there's the takedown now for Walsh, and a 7-1 lead coming up on a minute and a half left in the third period of this 138-pound final. Walsh has the left arm barred, trying to climb over the back. Now he's got wrist control on the right side. Needs to let one of these go to get a turn. Stalling call, a warning, I think, only against Walsh. He leads 7-1 with 50 seconds to go in regulation. Again, both of these wrestlers, and there's an escape, 7-2 to lead now for Walsh, and going right, trying to work him down and make something happen is Quinault. He realizes time is not his ally. Inside 40 seconds, a three-point takedown. It's 7-5. Quinault's trying to turn it. He's got a cradle locked in. He's trying to turn the shoulders, trying to grab the ankle and stem this is Walsh, but the shoulders getting close to the mat. 20 seconds to go. Trying to peel him off is Walsh. Quinault trying to finish the cradle. They're kind of stalled inside 10 seconds to go. Grabbing the ankle, trying to pull anything is Walsh. And there's the pin as time expired. Walsh dejected. That pin came as time expired. And Chase Quinault, the 2 seed, is your 2025 138-pound champion. And another champ for Del Barton.
Outstanding wrestler ballots to the head table.
What a finish to our last match. Chase Quinault with the pin and a comeback victory. Down 7-5, gets the pin. And gives Del Barton its 8th title of the day. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. On X, formerly Twitter, at GardenStateHSW. And on Instagram at Garden State HS Wrestling. Also at YouTube, Garden State HS Wrestling. You can go there as soon as we're done and pick up with the coverage of the districts in Mount Olive and the district in Union. And then stay with us for news from Atlantic City as the states unfold. John Kovach with you. We're in the Harrington Company's press box here at West Orange. Del Barton, never any doubt, the team winner going away, 325 points. I don't know if this includes the last match. They double Pope John's point total. 325 for Del Barton, 162.5 for Pope John. Caldwell in third with 117. Their coach, Sean Romano, the region coach of the year. Cranford third with 114. Hanover Park, or Cranford fourth with 114. And Hanover Park fifth with an even 100 points. Del Barton had 13 finalists. Let's run down the champs. Almeida from Pope John at 144. James of Del Barton at 150. Trevor Jones of Del Barton at 157. Parenton of Del Barton at 165. Chapman of Cranford at 175. LaValle of Hanover Park at 190. Faxon of Governor Livingston at 215. Tommy Borgia avenges his only loss of the year at 285. Terra Nova gets a Del Barton run going again, winning at 106. Sansa Del Barton at 113. Marchetti of Del Barton at 120. Braden Jones, the freshman from Del Barton, beats the top seed. So today he beat the 2, 3, and 1 seeds, and the 4th seeded freshman wins the title at 126. Weber of Pope John at 132, and we just wrapped it up. with Chase Quinault of Del Barton, down 7-5 with the pin as the third period expired to claim the 138-pound championship. We had Leon of Secaucus and Anthony Marino of St. Mary's post their 100th wins in this tournament. We had Timu Menbeleg win the Alex Zabahi Scholarship for overcoming adversity. The assistant coach of the year, Armando Marbello of Belleville. The coach of the year, Sean Romano of Caldwell. And a moment of silence to start the finals in honor of Coach Ed Roselle. We will bring you on social media. Stay with us 1 second.
And also, congrats to the top 4 wrestlers that advanced.
Top 4 in each weight class are going to Atlantic City. Watch our social media for the announcement of the outstanding wrestler, for interviews with some of the winners, and midweek we'll preview all the action in Atlantic City. Want to thank Mendham coach Steve Baig for stepping in and helping us out on commentary. Want to thank Dion Espedia on camera, Zach Komar on tech direction. That's going to wrap it up for the Region 3 Championships, sponsored by the NJSIAA, IBEW Local 102, and our live stream brought to you by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. Thank you for tuning in on GardenStateHSWrestling.com.